Hello and welcome. I am Biradu, coach of the Atacama Tyranids, and today we're going to be doing a draft analysis for a new special league I just joined. It's TGR, actually it's Feisty Friends League. So as you see this cute logo, this is going to be something really special, something I have never done before, but I've always wanted to try because I like cute Pokemon. So without further ado, let's go and see what this league is all about. So these are the draft rules. First off, we are going to be having 9 rounds of regular season plus a playoffs. I don't know if I'm going to make it to playoffs because my goal is not actually try hard this league. I wanted to try something new, so this is going to be a relaxing experience for us. Next up, we have 60 points to draft 10 Pokemon. We can't draft any less or any more of that, ranging from 10 to 1 points. And everything can Terra in this league, actually. This is my first league where everything can Terra. You just need to announce the Terra types before each battle with your opponent. And this is the most special part for me, only non-evolved Pokemon. So we are just going to be playing Little Cup with level 50 rules, normal rules. We're not going to be having level 5 rules and all that stuff, which complicates things in my opinion, but that's alright, that's what I like. And we're going to be doing Item Plus for this league, except for Violet, which we can have 2 of at any given battle. So that being said, let's see what our team consists of. So first, before going there, I didn't have any plans coming into this. I just knew I wanted to draft one special Pokemon that I managed to get my hands on, and that will tell you later. But everything else, I just went with my gut. I don't know what any of these mons do prior to drafting them, so I just knew what their evolved forms do. So I just went with that. That was my way to gauge what these things did. So first off, I knew I wanted a high point Pokemon, so that's why I went with the 10-point Scraggy. So Scraggy, I'm going to be training all these mons myself. I won't be joining this league, and this is Scraggy in particular is a female one that I just caught, and her name is Mami because of Paloma Mami, which is a reggaeton artist in Chile, which is kind of famous in Latin America. So Scraggy is actually fairly versatile in my opinion, because it does have the abilities Intimidate, Shed Skin, and Moxie. So you can have, like, with these stats, you see these high defenses and special defense. You can have a Volkimon with Intimidate. You also can have like a setup sweeper, because this thing learns Dragon Dance, and Moxie and Dragon Dance go really well together. And finally, you can actually do like some rest shenanigans with this thing because of the Shed Tail. I can't remember the name of the ability that which makes it wake up early or have a chance to cure its stats conditions at the end of every turn. So we can do like a bulk up setup rest mon, and I think this thing is going to be particularly good and offensive and versatile throughout this league. So the only bad thing about this one is that its typing is fighting and dark, so I'm quite weak to fairy. Luckily, we can Terra this thing at any point, like choosing a good type to complement its weaknesses. So next up, I managed to put my hands on the mon that I wanted to draft the most. So that mon is going to be Snowball. Yeah, Snowball. I just got this Snowball as well, because all the ones I had already evolved to Grand Ball. So this female Snowball is going to be called Gala, after my female Greyhound that I have here. I love Snowball. I think it's so cute. I remember the Johto anime appearances where it had some bows on its ears, and I thought it was the cutest thing on Earth. So Snowball is actually a good little Cupmon. Its speed is abysmally low, but that thing might be something good if we decide to bring Trick Room, for example. We do have a Mon which can Trick Room that I will show you later, but this thing has an amazing 80 attack. It also has access to Intimidate, which is really good considering it's fairly bulky, carrying an E-Violet. So we have good coverage. We can hit Steel types with Earthquake, and we also have some things to stop setup from our opponent. So that is it for Snowball. Next up, we have Inkling the Tentacle. So as you see, this tentacle is a shiny one that my good friend Raymond gave me randomly in a trade that we were doing. So I knew with Item Plus, hazard stacking was going to be fairly important in some matchups because we only can carry one heavy duty boot. So I needed something that could rapid spin, and Tentacle was checking the boxes here. I needed a water type. I knew I was going to need a grounded poison type, so that's good for Tentacle. It also has this amazing special defense and a good speed tier as well. So 70 is nothing to scoff off. In Little Cup, we don't have many good attacks, but we have access to good coverage and priority. So Sludge Bomb has a good chance, and not priority, coverage and utility. So Sludge Bomb has a good chance to poison our opponents. We can knock them off. Sadly, this thing doesn't have access to Scald, but we do have access to Toxic and Toxic Spike, so that could come in clutch against certain setup mons or teams that lack poison type Pokemon. So this is going to be mainly our special defense wall. Next up, we have Current, the water. So I needed something that was fast, because my offensive mons in the form of maybe Snowball and Scraggy were really slow, and Current has a good speed tier for the format. It doesn't have good special attack, but we all know that the bolt beam coverage is really good. So this thing can Terra, we can actually bring that thing to our battles. And I also needed a special attacker because both Snowball and Scraggy are mainly physical ones, and Tentacle doesn't hit so hard. So this thing is not going to hit so hard on its own, but it actually can bring like life or choice specs for some battles. So that's it for Current. It was I think 4 points, and I grabbed it early because I thought it may be going soon. So that's it for Current, the water. Next up, we have Ember, the Litleo. So Ember, it's really good stats for a little Cupmon. As you see here, its base stat is way higher than, for example, Water, but it also has good mixing attacking potential. So we have 73 special attack and 50 attack, which is very good for a mon in this tier. And we needed a fire type mon to complete our course. And Litleo is fairly fast as well. So I think this thing is going to be doing a lot of damage. Sadly, probably is going to be carrying the heavy duty boots more often than not because of its its weakness to all hazards and most of all stealth drop. But we have access to Trailblaze, for example, Flame Charge, Overheat. We have access to Hyper Voice, which is a strong stab attack for this mon, and with the ability to Terra, we actually can hit some mons that are resistant to it, for example, water mons. So I think Ember is going to be doing really good for us. Next up, there's Shishio, the Krogunk. So Shishio is something I particularly felt that we needed because With Krogan, with Scraggy, we cannot hit steel fairy types particularly well, so we needed something that could complement that in the form of an offensive core, and Shishio is actually perfect for that because in spite of not being so fast, it's actually not so slow either. And look at those attack and special attack stats. We have the ability to hit, the ability and the good coverage with the mood pool to hit anything, any fairy that we want with it, because we can run like Sludge Wave, Sludge Bomb, Poison Jab. We have access to good priority with this thing in the form of Bullet Punch, and also with Sucker Punch. So the bad thing about this is that this one is quite weak to Psychic, and as you see here, we're actually a little bit weak to Psychic with both Tentacool and Krogan. The only thing that is stopping Psychic types is actually the Scraggy, so this core is particularly good in my opinion. So hopefully Shishio is going to be carrying us to victory and saving some sweeps from going to our way, because we can fastly attack Pokemon that are going to try to sweep us. Next up, we have Meowth. Our team was looking. Meowth is called Gato. Gato is cat in Spanish. So we needed something fast because our team was still not looking so fast, and Gato was really good for that. So this thing has access to Technician actually. So in spite of that poor special attack, attack, we can actually hit particularly hard with this thing. We have access to Thief, U-turn to pivot into our another sweepers, just like Kilowatt, just like Water has access to Volt Switch, and Tentacool has access to Flip Turn. But with this thing, we can do Fury Swipes. Fury Swipes. That's name. To deal some good damage. We can Thief to take advantage of that Technician. And I think Gato is going to round up our team, our speed tiers actually, really well. People are going to have to prepare for this thing when planning against my team, and this thing is going to hit hard and go away, because U-turn is probably going to be the most used move for this thing. So next up we have Manzanilla de Poltergeist. Manzanilla has some things that I wanted for my team. First off, we needed something that was resistant to ground, because we were looking a little bit weak to that. So we are resistant to that. I also wanted a ghost type, because fighting types and normal types are fairly good in this format. So Manzanilla checks that box again, and this thing is actually really bulky with its defenses, and then Violate, and with as most grass types, we have access to Giga Drain. So that's something that we can get our health back while still being really tanky, carrying that Violate, not having that passive recovery from leftovers. Also, Manzanilla has a huge special attack, which is something that we were lacking to this point. So only Litleo had good special attack to this point. So this thing is going to complement Litleo to hit those water types that Litleo couldn't hit on its own. And then we decided to draft Biggie the Whooper. So why did we draft Biggie with these abysmal stats that you see here? So also, I forgot to mention, Poltergeist also has access to Trick Room. So that's what I was mentioning with the Trick Room strategy that we could bring to some battles. So okay, so going next up is Biggie the Whooper. So this thing is particularly good because it has access to two amazing abilities in the form of Water Absorb and Unaware. So this thing is going to be stopping setup sweeps from coming our way. It also has access to Stealth Rocks, which I didn't have access before drafting Whipper, and also has access to Toxic and Spike, so this one is going to be overall annoying. It won't hit so hard, it has good HP stat, but I don't foresee this thing being particularly tanky or particularly good for the team, except for these things, these needs that I just told you. So that's it for Whooper. And finally, we have Puhi, the Applin. So I just had 1 point to this point in this point in the draft. So I saw this thing. I needed a dragon type to complete the core, just so people are mindful of that I can bring this thing. That I have some responses to other dragon types, and this thing is really bulky on the defensive side. It has access to Leech Seed, for example, which could be annoying. We can set up like soft seed strategies together with Poltergeist, boosting this thing's speed with Trick Room. And overall, I don't think this thing is going to come too often, but hopefully it does and puts up some work for us. So this is our team. The 300 base stat actually cracks me up because these things are super frail. Actually, look at that 210 base stat for Whooper, and I think our most strongest Pokemon is actually the Litleo, which has 369. We're a bit weak to both Flying, Psychic, and Ice, but hopefully with the ability to Terra everyone, that thing is not too worrisome for us. So that's it, guys. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you during Feisty Friends TGR League Little Cup. Let's go, Snowball. I'm counting on you. See you. Bye.